Well, it's that time of year again when the whiting are about. We're all after them cod, we're all after trying to catch the good stuff, but a lot of us are left with the whiting, and a lot of us throw them back, you know. I mean, we do as well. We fish for sport, not really to eat a lot of the fish that we catch, but you know, whiting is a very underrated fish. It's good to eat. And I'm going to show you today how to make some fish goujons. Last time we made some fish cakes and they turned out really well. We quite enjoyed them, so I'm going to try some goujons today. So we'll prep them up, get them sorted. We caught some whiting the other day, so we've got three nice fish here that we caught. So we're going to turn them ones into goujons. Something a little bit different for you, just to show you something, you know, something else you can do with them. So we'll get prepped up, get sorted. Okay, so our first job is to actually fillet the whiting. We've already gutted them on the boat. We got rid of all the guts, so we've got no worries with that. If you've seen my other video with the fish cakes, it's the same process. So you want to get in behind the gills, straight down, turn him over, and do exactly the same the other side, straight down. And then we are going to take off the fillet. So straight down the backbone, all the way down, put your knife right through and off. They are quite a bony fish, you know. A lot of people do say, oh, they're not worth the hassle. But we've had some quite big whiting this year when we've been fishing. We went up the river on the new boat, the very first trip out we had with it, and we had some good size fish. And in reality, we should have probably kept them ones. Really, they were quite bigger than these ones. And that's what you'll end up with. Nice little fillet. Again, they're not massive, but there's actually no bones in it. Oh, there's a couple there, but that's it. Normally, you get a row all the way down there. But you know, making goujons, we can actually go either side of that, so there's no problem. So I'm going to get these filleted off, and then we'll move to the next stage. Right guys, so the next stage after we've filleted the fish is to actually skin them. So the easiest way I find is lay the fillet down, skin side down on a board, get your knife and just slowly start to cut away at the flesh and to the skin. Then grab, once you've made that little bit there, you've got something to get hold of. Then you can put your knife on the pretty much 45 degrees on the board and just pull the skin, almost holding the knife pretty much still. Just some little actions backwards and forwards just to get that skin off. And there we go, there's the skin. And then we have a nice fillet skinned. I'm going to do the rest of these and then we'll cut them up. Well, the next stage is to get rid of any bones. So the easiest way I find to do this is with whiting and small fish, you can't necessarily get a pair of tweezers and just get in there and pull each bone out. So I can feel that there's some till about there, so I'm going to go that side and then just cut that way. If that was a bigger piece of meat that side, I would just actually cut a V out of it and we'd have been away. So right, for the goujons, I think I'll cut that probably into, we'll cut it in half lengthways, and then we'll cut it again in half, so we're left with little strips of fish, and that's what I'm going to do with all of them. Okay. So like that one there, I've just cut a V out of it. You know, you don't want to waste too much of the fish. Straight down there, down that side. Let's cut that one straight in half. You know, with bigger fillets of fish, you can actually see the bones, but with whiting and, you know, a lot of the smaller fish, you can't really see them, so they're quite hard to sit, and finicky to sit there and take all these bones out, and I think really that's probably the reason why a lot of people don't bother with them. You know, they think, oh, they're not worth it, you know. But we've had three fish here, you know, not massive fish, obviously they're all within the legal limit, but they're not massive fish, but we've managed to actually get out of them, you know, probably a good meal there for a couple of people, you know. And that's all the waste I've had really with the bone. Look, that's it. So it's not bad going. So the next stage, guys, is you want to season your fish. So I put a little sprinkling of pepper over, and a little bit of salt as well, just a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to get some flour. This is just normal plain flour, and just a sprinkle of flour over the fish. Okay. Just work that all in. So you're basically just coating the fish like that. Okay, and we can leave that to the side. There. Now a lot of people, for their batter, they'll use beer. They'll use beer. Personally, I'd rather drink the beer and just use fizzy water. This is 25p, I think, something like that, for some fizzy water. So you just want to put a little bit in the bowl, enough to make the batter that you think for the amount of fish you've got. I think that's more than enough. Again, plain flour. We'll put a couple in there to start with, get a little whisk and whisk that up. And we're looking for a nice batter that will coat the back of a spoon really. As always, I've probably made way too much, but and it's the bubbles in the beer or the water that you're using that actually gets the fish crispy and makes it really light and crisp. So it's always worth using, you know, a fizzy water. It's just cheaper as well. I always like to put a little tiny bit of yellow food colouring in, and it helps again just to get it nice and golden. You don't want too much, just a few drops. A few drops of that, and you can see it's just turned it just slightly yellowy rather than just the plain white that you get really with the flour. So that's pretty much ready. I'm just going to thicken up a little bit more flour, and we're then ready to fry the fish. So I've set my temperature of the fryer at 180 degrees, and I find that's about the right sort of temperature. So just get your fish, put a few pieces into the batter, just do a few at a time, and then just sort of lay them in there like so. Just be really careful and always go away from yourself when you're lowering the fish into the oil. They'll take a good few minutes, so we'll leave them in there to colour up and crisp up. As you can see, they're nice and light and bubbly, and they're taking on a nice bit of colour as well. Another little trick is to just hold the batter in the flour, just the first piece, and just hold it in there and then release. That way it doesn't stick to the basket of the fryer. Just hold it in there a little bit, just get it till it's bubbling, and then in it goes. So I'm just going to fry the last of these ones. There we have them, guys, nice and crispy. Beautiful. Just to finish this off, guys, I've made a little bit of tartar sauce, so that's just mayonnaise, a few capers, some gherkins and some parsley. Chop it all up, mix it all together, a little bit of salt and pepper in there with it, and there we have it. Well, that's it, guys, all done. Got our tartar sauce, some lemon wedges, nice crispy goujons. I think you'll agree they've come out quite well, quite happy with them. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, we've got some good content coming up soon, so stay with us and we'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys.